The end of the year is coming all too quickly, but it's the start of a new chapter, isn't it? The chance to press reset, to rethink, and to recalibrate the direction of your life. I've always said that life responds to your philosophy, not your emotions or your feelings, but the set of ideas you've decided to adopt and live by. Think about it. How often do we drift through days, weeks, and even years, carrying the same habits, the same thoughts, and the same excuses that have kept us stuck? What if this year you decided to rewrite that script? You see, every successful transformation starts with a decision to think differently, to act intentionally, and to live boldly. Success, after all, is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. And the beauty of this life is that we get to become the author of our own story. We get to decide if this is the year we grow stronger, more focused, and more determined to reach for what's possible. But here's the key. Wishing for change doesn't bring change. It takes a set of principles, a guide to lead you, and consistent action to anchor you in the process. That's where these 10 rules come in. They're not abstract ideas or vague aspirations. They're tools. Tools that you can use starting today to transform not just this year, but your entire life. Are you ready to embrace the challenge? Not just to hear the rules, but to apply them? Because nothing works until you work. Rule number 1, take full responsibility for your life. This is where it all begins. Responsibility is the foundation of a life well lived. It's the starting point for every breakthrough and every transformation. Tell me, who's in charge of your life? Who's making the decisions? Now, it's tempting to point fingers, isn't it? The economy, the government, your upbringing, your circumstances. It's easy to blame something or someone else. But here's the truth. Until you take full responsibility, nothing will change. Responsibility means recognizing that you, and only you, have the power to change your direction. It means owning your mistakes, your failures, and even the things that weren't entirely your fault. Why? Because when you take responsibility, you take control. Think about it. If someone or something else is responsible for your situation, then they have the power, not you. But when you say, it's up to me, you regain the reins of your life. Years ago, I met a man who was struggling financially. He told me about all the reasons he couldn't get ahead. His boss didn't like him. His industry was tough, and he wasn't born into wealth. He had every excuse lined up. But I asked him a simple question. What are you doing about it? He looked at me, puzzled. What do you mean? I said, what steps are you taking to improve your skills, to add value, to create opportunities for yourself? That conversation changed his life. He realized that waiting for someone else to fix his situation wasn't the answer. When you take responsibility, you shift from being a victim to being a creator. Instead of waiting for things to happen, you start making things happen. And here's the magic. Responsibility is empowering. When you embrace it, you stop wasting energy on blame, start investing it in solutions. Responsibility isn't always comfortable. It requires honesty, a hard look in the mirror. It means admitting where you've fallen short, where you've let yourself down. And that's not easy, is it? But it's necessary. Because when you take ownership of your life, you also take ownership of your potential. You start asking, what's possible for me? What can I achieve if I put my heart, mind, and effort into it? So, here's the challenge. Starting today, refuse to make excuses. Refuse to blame circumstances, other people, or even bad luck. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do? What's within my control? How can I take the next step forward? Because that's how change begins. Not with what others do, but with what you do. Remember this, you can't control everything, but you can always control how you respond. And your response determines the outcome. Take full responsibility, and you'll be amazed at how much power you truly have. Rule number 2, set clear goals and write them down. If responsibility is the foundation, then goals are the map. A map gives you direction, helps you navigate challenges, and ensures you don't wander aimlessly through life. Without clear goals, you're like a ship without a sail, drifting, hoping, wishing. But life doesn't respond to hope. It responds to clarity and action.